Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Monday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great. And I hope you had a great Canada Day weekend. I hope you were able to just relax, let loose. And now we're back to getting her done. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos. So what's up, what's up, what's up? How are you doing? It's been like a week. I'm back, and I had a great weekend. You know, I was able to just chill, let loose, do some things. I'm kind of like, I don't like to do much, you know. I like to just chill when I have time off from work. And this weekend I finally was able to get out and do some things. I saw two pileated woodpeckers. If you've ever seen them, they're like this big. It was crazy. They were like throwing stuff at me. I'll probably end up posting that on my Instagram at some point. But it was just a great weekend, man. I was able to just kind of let loose. But now we're back. And we're gonna do a new video today. And that video is the 10 weapons of choice for Canadian convicts in the system that I grew up in. So somebody else's list may be different, maybe totally different what you've seen where you're from. But for me, this is what I saw in all of my years. Now, number 10 on this list is a very kind of mediocre weapon, right? But it works, and I've seen people get smashed with them, and that is a paper bat, a newspaper bat. Now, if you don't know what that is, you roll it up really, really tight as you can, probably like a decent amount of paper. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, bend it, and squeeze it tight so that that top of that bend. Here, let me just show you, okay? See this little stack of paper right here? It's just lined paper, right? Watch. I'm gonna roll this up tight. And you'll see, even just this, if I was fighting somebody or I wanted to attack somebody, right? Watch. Take that now, and you fold it in half. Now, doesn't seem like much, right? But watch. Here, listen to the point. That's gonna hurt, man, if I'm smashing you. Bang! 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 Right upside your head, on your temple. It's really gonna hurt. Now, think about that being 20 times, 30 times more paper, newspaper, and about that long, where literally the top, like, bend of it is gonna be hard as a rock, and it's gonna smash you. So that's why, despite the fact that you don't see it a lot, you don't see people use it a lot, number 10 on my list is the paper bat, because I have seen people get smashed by it. I just have. Now, the number 9 on my list, only people who did time back in the day are going to know this. There was a time when they used to give in the super jail specifically these brown, clear, but really hard plastic cups. They're about probably that big, and they had like a ridge in them, right? You could take those cups and throw them and smash them off anything as hard as you want, and they won't break. What guys would do is either smash guys in the head with just the cup, or they would take wet towels, paper towels, or not paper towels, sorry, toilet paper, and they'd wet it, damp it, and push it into the cup. So it makes the cup heavier and even harder. Some guys will put it in a sock. Some guys will just hold it. But number 9 on my list is that crazy brown cup. Like, if you were in Toronto back in the day, you know the cup I'm talking about. If you were in Lindsay back in the day, or Maplehurst, or Penetang, you know the cup I'm talking about. It wasn't right. It's literally just a weapon. Number 9, the weighted cup. Now, number 8 on my list is a regular in any prison system, if that prison allows you to have them, and that is a Dudley lock. Now, Sometimes you'll have lockers. Sometimes they'll just be like a locker in a group room or something that somebody will have access to. But a Dudley lock can be a deadly weapon. I'm telling you. These little Dudley locks like this, even just held like in your hand and smashing somebody, or attached to something like a piece of leather. I've seen guys have like a string of leather and they'll just tie it to that and that's not going to snap. And they'll just swing it around like that. I've seen guys put them in socks. But I'm telling you, the worst beating I saw with a Dudley lock was two guys who just had them in their hands. And they just smashed with them. Wham! Wham! Buddy's head was gash, 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 gash. He definitely 100% had a concussion. There was blood everywhere on the floor. And because of the concussion, he kept throwing up. So there was blood and vomit everywhere on the floor. I really felt for the guy because he was a good guy and it must have felt like the whole world was turning on him. And I give him credit though, man. The guy had super nuts. Like he had balls for days. He did not care. He was not going out like a sucker and I respect that. So, number 8, the Dudley lock. It's a deadly weapon, man. I'm telling you. Now, I saw this in Joyceville. Number 7 is a can in a sock. Whether it's a can of mackerel, a couple cans of tuna, a can of Campbell's soup. You put it in one sock. I'll show you. Like, you take a sock. You put it in one sock. You put it in a second sock so it's not going to break and boom, come upside somebody's head with that and you are in big, big, big trouble. I'm telling you, I saw a guy who is infamous for jacket numbers. And I don't know if you know what that means, but that's a dude who will like look over your shoulder and steal your girl's number. And while you're on the range, actually try and call your girl and turn your girl against you. It's a total clown move. I've seen it happen a few times in my life in prison. I actually had a homeboy who was a friend of mine, but he was a clown because he used to do that stuff all the time. But at the end of the day, I saw a guy in Joyceville. I didn't see it. It happened above me, on the range above me, where he got smashed with a bunch of mackerel cans in a sock because he stole somebody's number. And I'm telling you, a can in a sock, a bunch of soaps melted together in a sock, anything hard in a sock is a dangerous weapon. And it's going to be used kind of like a bludgeoning tool against you. Now, would you rather be hit with like that, or maybe there'll be a rock in it or something? Or would you rather be attacked with some of the other weapons? You know, you'll have to decide. At the end of the day, none of it's going to be fun. Being attacked is never fun, but who knows? You'll have to see when the list is over. So number 6 on the list is a can in a sock, or anything really in a sock that's weighted enough that it can hurt you. And that just is what it is, you know. Sorry, that was 7, right? Yeah, sorry, 7. Now, number 6, favorite weapon of choice by a convict in the Canadian system. A pipe, a bar, an easy curl, anything like that, like a weight bar. You know, that's an easy curl. It's like a small one. It's like this, right? Like this right here, right? I saw a guy take an easy curl bar right here, knocked out cold. I've seen guys attacked with pipes, with bats. At the end of the day, a favorite weapon of choice is a pipe, a bar, or something like that, because it literally makes it almost impossible for you to lose, especially if you're like attacking somebody. Now, I did a video of a guy that I know who's a friend of mine who attacked a guy with a pipe. It wasn't a big pipe. It was like this long. It was hollow. It was whack. But the guy knew how to fight, disarmed him for the pipe, and guys ended up pushing the cell lock so he couldn't run out and kill the guy with the pipe. It was funny. It was a hilarious situation. But in that case, it wasn't like that. But a lot of the time, if you have a pipe, man, you've got the upper hand. Like, you just do. And I'm also in this list, in this part of the list, or in this one, number 6, I'm also going to add a weight plate because they kind of go hand in hand. I knew a dude that smashed a guy with a 10-pound weight plate behind his head, knocked him out. He thought he was dead. He pushed him off behind this bleacher, baseball bleacher, and he did laps. And when he came back, he saw that the guy was gone, saw him stumbling across the yard, chased him into the washroom with a jigga, made the man crack out of the building rather than kill him, which was a good move. But that is what is on the list at number 6. Pipe, weight bar, baseball bat, or even a weight plate. Now, number 5 on this list is a weapon that anybody who's done a lot of provincial time, you have seen, and that is the mop bucket strainer. Now, this mop bucket, you know these big industrial yellow mop buckets like this one? They have that part where you wring the mop out. It has that black metal handle. I've seen many people and heard about many, many more people being attacked with that, smashed in the morning when cell cleaning is happening. It's just the fact. When people are beefing in prison, it's almost carnal, you know? Like at the end of the day, guys start thinking that it's me or you, right? Like if I don't get you out of here and get you out of here bad, like on a fry basket, then you're going to come back and get me. So a lot of guys, sure, don't want to hurt anybody seriously. They just want to fight. But then you have the guys in the joint that are just psychos, right? They're killers, they're savages, and they don't care. They're coming for blood. They're going all out. And that squeegee or that mop strainer has been used many, many, many times as a weapon. And also the shower brush slash squeegee. This one, everybody knows this one. Also used many, many, many times as a weapon. Guys will literally hold it at the far end and boom, try to crack guys in the head with it. It can be lethal. It can bust heads, man. I'm telling you. So, number 5 on this list, the strainer and shower squeegee. Now, number 4 on this list isn't really a weapon, but it can be in certain circumstances, and that is good old hands and feet. Pop, pop. The reality is, one-on-one, cool. That's a scrap. Anybody has a chance, has the upper hand. Or has a chance to not let the other have the upper hand, right? But then there's something else, right? When guys get jumped, attacked by multiple people, or when they lose a fight and somebody just goes crazy and boot stomps their head until they die. Hands and feet can actually be quite the deadly weapon. And I'm telling you, I've seen more damage done in my life from hands and feet than from everything else combined. The one person I saw get killed, hands and feet. Many people I've seen attempted murder, hands and feet. But at the end of the day, a lot of the time, most of the time, people will survive. And it's not looked at the same as like a jigga or something serious like that. But I'm telling you, some people, one good shot to the head, wham! One good boot to the face, wham! And it's vegetalia for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Vegetable. And hands and feet just has to be on the list. So number 4, hands and feet. Now, the number 3 weapon of choice for the Canadian convict is the good old razor blade. And that is taking a razor like this, a classic blue Bic razor, breaking the edges off, pulling the blades out. Now, in Ontario, in Canada, they give you razors. They know people are going to likely use more serious weapons when attacking people to try to kill them. But at the end of the day, people need to shave, and it's almost impossible to manage that many razors, where they're going, when they're going there, when you're in a pen of 500, 600, 700 people. So they give you 5 razor blades when you walk in the door, and you have to turn those 5 razor blades in anytime you want razors. But they come and they go, man. Guys have razors. Now, it's more difficult in the provincial system to get razors and stuff? It is, because when they hand out razors, they take them back. But some guys don't care. They'll hug a razor, they'll make the range hug a lockdown, and then they'll be all set. Guys will take those blades, melt them into plastic, toothbrushes, whatever they can to give them a handle, tie things around them, and that is what gives you $1.50. Now, for some people, $1.50 is necessary so people know that person's a piece of crap. But a lot of the time, I feel like $1.50 is kind of a cowardly move. A lot of the time, I have seen guys $1.50 a guy and then cut, right? They're not really looking to fight. They're not looking for beef. They just want to maim the dude and cut, and then the dude's going to get taken out by the feds, because it's impossible to hide the fact that half of your face is hanging open. I told you before, I saw a guy get $1.50 in Fembrook, where from here to here was cut. You could see this whole part was open. You could see all his teeth. He comes up, he's like, "Is it bad?" And I was like, "Brother, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's pretty bad." And they were gonna try and stitch it in the washroom in Fembrook, right by the bubble. And it's like, brother, you're never gonna be able to stitch that guy's face. He's gonna start screaming like a baby the second you try to do that. He needs to go to the hospital. That is a fact. He's gonna have infections and issues for the rest of his life anyways. He needs hospital. And fast. Ugh, it was rough. It was the worst $1.50 I've ever seen. At the end of the day, though, like I said, coppers see him, he's out of the jail. Doesn't get a chance to defend himself. It's basically like writing somebody as an incompatible, in my opinion. But people are going to do what people do. And some people don't care. They want you to be maimed. They want you to go to another joint with this scratch in your face, making you look like you're sus. And that's a fact. That's why number 3 on this list is a razor blade. They can cut your neck, man. They can cut arteries, veins, and not to mention, it is a number 1 in suicide, I'm sure, and attempts also. So, number 2 on my list is the classic prison shank. Now, there's many variations of a shank. You have just a hunk of metal that's sharpened. You have like an ice pick, which will either be like a nail or a sharpened screwdriver or anything like that. That's a big, thick piece of metal. But I'm telling you, man, I've seen dudes do some creative shit. Rip metal off of this, that. You don't think you could get that metal off? Guys, get it off. And man, some prison shanks are massive. I've seen prison shanks like this, machetes, sharpened, ice picks that are literally screwdrivers. But when I was in Joyceville, the metal shop was open. Guys were working in there every day. I used to see all kinds of crazy weapons. But a sharpened bone crusher, big flathead screwdriver that's been sharpened to a point with a sheath, I've seen all kinds. And I had one homeboy who actually had a real butcher knife. An actual butcher knife that he took out of a staff kitchen. He took the handle off of it and he could slide it right out the door into the yard. Crazy, brother. In prison, most likely if you're going to get attacked, it is going to be with a shank. If somebody is going to try and take your life, I've seen guys double-handed attack guys. I've seen guys with plastic shanks, metal shanks, bone crushers, surprise shanks where you see a fight and you don't even know there's a shank involved and all of a sudden somebody's got a bunch of holes in. So, sharpened butter knives, all kinds of variations. And I'm going to say this. I know most of my videos are to help new guys so they don't go do dumb shit and get themselves into trouble. Most of the time, if guys are like bullying and doing that kind of stuff, you're probably not going to get stabbed or sliced. They're probably just going to use their hands. Typically, if guys are coming with shanks, they're coming to try to take your life, and it's because you violated in some kind of a way, Either you were involved in politics you shouldn't have been, you attacked, hurt somebody that you shouldn't have on the street, or you're snitching, or you owe a bunch of money. Those are typically the reasons shanks are brought into beefs. And I've never seen anybody die from being stabbed. The Canadian prison system's pretty good at responding. You know, I know in Max there's a lot of situations where guys get attacked and they don't run out in the yard and help because it's a riot situation or whatever. But in Canada, most cases, if there's physical violence happening, they're going to rush in and try their best to stop it. Number 2 on my list, shanks. Now, number 1 on this list is gotten more and more popular over the years, and that is the carbon fiber knife, buck knife, blade, whatever it is. And that is a knife that can get through metal detectors. Now, the other thing about a carbon fiber knife is they're typically razor sharp, as sharp or sharper than a razor blade. The problem is that if you drop them, they can break. And I'll tell you, most guys that I've seen that had carbon fiber buck knives weren't stabbing nobody. Most of the time it was like a flex. They were trying to show how tough or gangster they were. I found that when most guys were getting cut or stabbed, it was a razor blade or a prison shank. But I will say, I saw one dude get his back sliced with a carbon fiber, and it was opened up something fierce. Had to have been staple after staple after staple. Arms just filleted, back filleted. Not good. So, number 1 is the carbon fiber buck knife. Now, are these in any specific order? Not really. I do think that the bottom 3 are probably the most likely if you're in the Toronto system, what you're going to see or be attacked by if you are attacked by somebody with a weapon. But for the most part in Canada, if you are cool, you will be fine. Obviously, I share my stories with you guys, so you don't have to go through these things yourselves. If I could snap my finger, nobody goes to prison and nobody's attacked, loses their lives, is stabbed, nobody's addicted to drugs, traumatized, any of that. That's what I do. But that's not a reality, especially in 2022. The world is, like, let's be honest, it's fucked out here. So my videos are here to try and inspire people to change and not break the law for any reason. And if you're on drugs, just stop. Go back to your family. Enjoy your life. It's not worth it. That's what I want. But the reality is some people aren't going to do that. And my videos will help them prepare themselves for when they go in and not mess up the chi when they get in there and put themselves in danger. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link will be in the description of this video. So, like I said, in Canada, for the most part, you'll be chill if you act right. But it is prison, and things can happen. And chances are, if you were to be attacked with a weapon, it's going to be one of these 10 things on that list. So, what does that tell you? Just mind your P's and Q's. Stay out of the politics. Stay out of the gambling. Stay away from running up debts that you can't pay for. And just be yourself. Be honest with who you really are. If you're not trying to get into a one-on-one knife fight, then don't act like you are. Love each and every one of you. At the New Man Club.